What was it like for you? All the accolades, all of the attention, all the celebration, and yet you found yourself sitting in prison based upon an investigation that dealt with performance-enhancing drugs.
Well, it was very humbling. You know, I found myself in a situation that all of us at some point in our lives do, not necessarily in prison, but I tell people that all of us at some point in our lives deal with things and we're in a prison and we don't know how to get out. And, you know, I made bad decisions along the way, bad choices along my journey, but my incarceration was actually a blessing.
How so?
Because it forced me to prioritize my life. It forced me to figure out what's important. And it's certainly not money. It's certainly not fame. It's not the type of car you drive, the type of clothes it's putting him first, your family, and then everything after that. And it really forced me to figure out what I want to do with my life. And I decided that I could easily go back. I'm from Austin, Texas. I could easily go back. I'm a mom to 3. I have 3 little kids at home, a loving husband. I could have gone back to Austin and lived a quiet, normal life. But I decided that God has blessed me with this ability, not just to run fast, but this ability to connect with people, my ability to communicate. And it's not something that I learned from the University of North Carolina, where I graduated from. It's something that I've been blessed with. So
you write in the book that your children were the reason you pled guilty. Why is that?
No, well, you know, once you have kids, things become clear. Well, for some people, and for me, it did. And I had my oldest son in 2003, and we teach him, if you make a mistake, you come and you tell us, and you deal with the consequences. And I found myself telling my child that, but I wasn't living it. So I was a hypocrite, and I did not want to live like that. And the burden of carrying a lie for so long becomes heavy.
And so when you heard 6 months?
Roland, I'll be honest with you, when I heard 6 months, it didn't even register with me. Like, I looked to my right and my left, my attorneys, I looked to my husband behind me, and we were still, really? Did he say 6 months? Which meant that I would be away from my kids for their birthdays. And then once we heard 6 months, then we thought, okay, well, maybe it's going to be an institution that's easy. And it wound up being one of the hardest female prisons in the United States of America. And
you got into a fight in that prison?
I served 47 days in solitary confinement. I had a roommate who wasn't very fond of me and attacked me. And so, of course, you have to defend yourself. And in the system, anybody who's involved in any altercation, you know, has to go to solitary. So 47 days by myself. So it was not a slap on the wrist, as some people like to think. But I go back to say that it allowed me to slow down. You know, sometimes you get caught on this wave. Ego gets big, head gets big, and you start liking everybody, patting you on the back and telling you so great, and you forget what's important. And this forced me. I had nothing else to do. The money couldn't help me when I was locked up 47 days in solitary confinement. The smile couldn't help me as much as I tried with the guards. Hi, you know, they weren't bringing me any extra apples. You know, it didn't matter who I was just a number in there. So it gave me a lot of time to figure out who I was, why I made certain choices, and now what am I going to do with the rest of my life.